I'm thrilled to share some incredible real-life stories from the Reddit community, where everyday people have opened up about their most intimate struggles and triumphs in the realm of relationship. As I dive into these heartwarming and sometimes tear-jerking tales, I hope you'll find yourself nodding along, and maybe even gaining a fresh perspective on your own relationships. My 27 male, wife, 28 female, returned from a work retreat with a hickey. She swears it's a bug bite, but I'm not convinced. I'm at loss. How do I move forward? 27 male, in a fight with my wife, 28 female. We've had fights before, but not this bad. I'm at a loss on how to proceed. For context, we're college sweethearts married for almost 6 years. We have a daughter, 4 female. Our relationship was never perfect, or without challenges. We've faced some family opposition with cultural differences, but we've made it work. She is my first love, and my best friend. My wife works in corporate. Her job has annual work retreats that last for about a week. This year was in Vegas. I usually arrange my work schedule and tag along with her, and we make our own trip out of it. We couldn't this year. Our daughter gets major anxiety, traveling long distances. We're working on it, but she wasn't budging, and we decided to choose our battles. So I stood behind and held down the fort at home. The change of plans was a bummer, because the trip was part of us reconnecting as both a couple and as a family. My wife's work hours have taken a toll, and her work-life balance leaves much to be desired. We entertained the idea of her skipping the retreat. Attendance is optional, but it's generally frowned upon if you don't, and my wife's making connections in her field. She grew increasingly weird. We have a system if either of us is away for extended periods. We keep in contact. For the first day or so, she was herself, but she grew distant. I'd even text her about important stuff and be left on read, while she claimed she never saw my text. Whenever we talked, she was rushing me or our daughter off the phone. These were all times she wasn't involved in retreat activities. We were supposed to have a mini birthday celebration for our daughter over FaceTime. Our daughter was excited. It was something my wife promised her, because the retreat overlapped her actual birthday. But my wife backed out, because she had people up to her room after a seminar. It was like she wanted my permission to break her promise to our daughter. I told her I wasn't offering that nor making her keep her word. She said I wasn't being fair, and this was a networking opportunity. They were business-oriented and wouldn't understand her stepping away for family time. I said her decision is her decision, but she'd have to explain it to our daughter. She promised her that she'd rain check the following day. Our daughter didn't understand and cried. My wife ended up hanging up and leaving me to comfort our daughter alone. That whole incident rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't like it. She didn't keep her word for the rain check either. She was documenting the retreat on social media. One co-worker, 23 male, was almost in every pic video attached to her hip. In one pic he had his arm too comfortably around her IMO. He's a recent hire in my wife's department. She was asked to oversee him. I don't like the guy. He doesn't know boundaries. Once, in response to a work assignment, he texted my wife that she's exactly the kind of woman he needs to keep him in check. My wife had brushed it off. She feels bad for him because he's not fitting in. She took him under her wing during his first retreat with the team. If I'd questioned, she'd say she was tired or networking. There was always something. But I've seen her at these retreats. This wasn't like her. She was just off. The day before her return home, she complained about a bruise on her neck. She stressed it was a bug bite. I didn't actually see the bruise until she came home. I instantly thought it was a full-on hickey. She kind of brushed it off after making a big deal of it over the phone. I didn't push because our daughter was present. But when I was able to confront her, she clung to her bug bite claim. When I kept pushing, she asked what I was trying to imply. I outright said I believed she had a hickey, and I didn't believe she was being honest with me. We had it out then. She was offended and pissed at the accusation. Infidelity has always been a sore topic. Her family has a history of infidelity. So we had a pretty bad fight. And she accused me of looking to pick a fight due to the incident with our daughter's birthday. I told her it had nothing to do with that and everything to do with a hickey on her neck. The fight ended in an impasse. We're still not recovered. She swears it's a bug bite, but I'm not convinced. I've always trusted my wife. I never doubted her, But this bruise doesn't look like a bug bite. It looks like a hickey. I only feel more strongly when I consider how distant and weird she was during the Vegas retreat. Now she's wearing turtlenecks ever since, and we're caught between arguing and her dousing our daughter and me with affection. Communication usually prevails for us, but not now. I think my accusation pushed us to a new level of argument. I'm at a loss here. I really need outside perspectives. How do I move forward? Too long. Didn't read my wife returned from a work retreat in Vegas with a hickey on her neck. She swears it's a bug bite, but I'm not convinced. I only feel more strongly when I consider how distant and weird she was during the retreat. We're stuck between arguing and her dousing our daughter and me with affection. I'm at a loss. I really need outside perspectives. How do I move forward? Now let's check out some of the comments on this post. I was just in Vegas for work last week. It was cold when we were there. No bugs anywhere, much less something that would leave a mark like that just on her neck. At the very least, you need to work through her distance at the retreat. I couldn't move forward without significant transparency with her phone. If she refuses, it's a big red flag. Honestly, it could be a spider bite, as that is what happened to me in Washington. It was cold, and no flying insects, but a spider got me, and it looked pretty bad. People should stop making assumptions. Says he has always trusted her, so if she has never proven untrustworthy before, he shouldn't be questioning he now. And did it look like a big old hickey? Sometimes they do. I had one on my hip as a teenager, in swimsuit season. Real fun to hide from my parents. That said, combined with her behavior, I'm skeptical of the spider story. And missing her daughter's birthday is a jackass move, no matter what. I got a spider bite on my chin once as a kid, and it turned into a giant hickey-like bruise. Bug spider bites typically have 1 or 2 little dots in the center of the mark, though from the actual bite, that would differentiate it from a hickey if OP can get a close enough look. So, to be fair, I'm allergic to certain types of spider bites. I've never gotten one on my neck, but I could see how the marks they leave, which do resemble bruises, could resemble hickeys. If someone had the same allergy as me, and got a bite on their neck in winter. But even so, it leaves 2 little bite marks at the center-ish of the bruise, so it could look like a hickey under super specific circumstances, but I'd be suspicious too. At the very least, should look more closely at the mark. The bite part of a spider bite for me usually hangs around for a week or 2 after the initial swelling and such fades. And now for the next story. Husband, 31 male, said I, 30 female, should lose weight and I need advice on how to move forward. My husband, 31 male, randomly told me one morning that I could stand to lose some weight. He also said I should also get in shape. I am a woman, 30, who is 105 feet tall. I work out 5 days a week and eat healthy. I have been working out and eating healthy for 15 years. He does not work out and does not eat healthy. I told him how horrible I felt after he said this to me. We addressed it in couples therapy, and he apologized afterwards. My problem is I do not know how to move past this. I do not want to be around him. I do not want to be intimate with him. I am very self-conscious now, and I feel like all my dedication to my workouts and healthy eating are trash due to his comment. I have communicated how I feel with him, but I still can't move past it, and I don't know what to do. Now let's check out some of the comments on this post. You can always lose 200 pounds of tactless husband. This is the way. Seriously, you are at a weight that I think you know likely would not even be healthy to lose weight for man. He says this. Even if he was not trying to neg you emotionally abusive, if instead he truly believes you should lose weight, that would make him A. Stupid, B. Tactless and uncaring, and C. You could literally never be skinny enough to please you. That's if you believe he wasn't saying this just to exert control and make you deliberately feel shitty, my personal guess. But you know him best. Maybe he is overwhelmingly stupid, which would also be a great reason to leave. That's a little past tactless. It's manipulative, disrespectful, and complete bullshit. But yeah, your point stands. What a dick. 52 and only 100 olds is pretty tiny. You're 100 olds, 5 tall and work out 5 days a week? Surely he's fucking with you. Here's the response from OP. He pointed to my tummy and said I should lose weight in that area of my body. He was not joking per his own statement and brought it up in therapy, saying it should be okay for him to say this to me. And now for the next story. My F26 boyfriend, M30 of 5 years, is my biggest hater. How do I fix this? Me and my boyfriend have been together for 5 years and living together for 2. Before living together, we have done 3 years of long distance. In the past, we have already had fights about jealousy. He gets insanely jealous over the weirdest things. In the beginning, I have even called things up because of his jealousy towards some male friends. I realized I didn't want that after a day, and we restarted the relationship. From there on, there have been multiple parts of my life that he disagrees with. To name a few, I've lost over 80 kg and want to wear some skirts and shirts that are maybe a bit shorter. When I do, I get comments like, "Who are you wearing that for?" When I do my makeup before going to friend's schoolwork, or whatever, he complains that I always do that for other people and never him. Maybe I would, if he would ever plan a date. I have a side job that sells 18 stuff to women, like a Tupperware party, but for women with a spicy theme. And he hates it because the subject of sex in his eyes should not be discussed outside the bedroom, and has even said that he is annoyed with me talking about it with other people, and then not giving him any at home. But he also has comments about my study, social work, where he complains about some topics we discuss at school, and how he doesn't get why that's important, even calling our creative assignments kindergarten teacher school. Now for the reason why I'm at my breaking point. Most recently, I started taking beginner musical lessons for adults. I have always loved singing, and I love musicals, but where I'm from there isn't a big musical scene. I found this local group that does these classes, and yesterday I had my second class. But it was the first time we did dance. It's a group dance, and our group has mostly girls, and one very fabulous and very obviously gay guy. In the dance, there is one part where everyone lines up and in pairs of 2 link arms, and do like 5 steps, and then continue. We filmed it to watch back at home and practice. When I came home, I showed him the video. He didn't say anything nice about it, and immediately asked why someone was holding my arm. This just pisses me off because I usually ignore his comments, but this was one thing I was doing that is making me happy outside of my 2 jobs. School, internship, and having to do all the house cleaning. Because according to him, he doesn't see when things are dirty, and when I ask it, takes 3-4 business days. And then he is annoyed when I don't tell him about my day because he says he is interested in my day, and doesn't get why I tell my best friend and not him. I told him that I just don't like how he always complains about something, and he says that's not true. We have talked about these things before, but he has yet to change anything, and I just don't know what to do anymore. Now let's check out some of the comments on this post. So, why are you with him? This. He doesn't like you, or bring anything to the table. He sounds miserable. OP. Don't be lazy. You know this isn't a good match or even a good roommate. Respect yourself, and your walk away. I don't think it's so much that he doesn't like her, but that he's entitled, doesn't respect women, and believes he owns her. He'll treat every partner this way. It's not personal, didn't cause this, and there's nothing she can do to fix it. This he doesn't like you narrative about negging assholes needs to stop. It usually doesn't have the intended effect on people in dynamics like this. She's already blaming herself. That was the question I just based on the title. Then I read most of it, and I really don't understand why they are together. OP. Just because he's the best up until now doesn't mean he treats you right. You deserve so much better. I ask this question every time I visit the sub. My partner is a lazy slob with no manners who insults me constantly and treats me like dog shit under their shoe. How do I fix this? Let me think hard on this. Like and subscribe for more awesome daily Reddit content. And don't forget to hit the bell to get notified when I upload new videos.